speed subs.
Here we go. Oh my gosh. Okay, so I apologize for that, guys. Uh, my HTTP, or no, I think it was my OBS, was not wanting to corroborate. So we're here with Nightly Gaming.
What's up, man?
So if you guys don't know, he's a fellow YouTuber as well. We're going to be theory crafting the new update. So if you guys haven't purchased already, go buy the craft building, because this is basically where you're going to be doing most of your stuff. Can't really do much without it. Hopefully by the end of the stream, we'll have the fire. No. We're going to make a fire homunculus. I think I want to make a fire one just based on the skills, either fire or the water. I don't really care for the wind one so much, but
Oh, is there somewhere you can preview the skills before you actually get them?
yeah. So if you go to the homunculus and if you go to the top right, it'll say skill preview.
Oh, I totally missed that.
Yeah, so if you pop it up, it shows basically the different skill trees. So you can there's different skill trees. So basically, the first skill's determined like automatically. The second skill, you have two options, and then by the third skill basically determines everything after that. So
Gotcha.
you can go from like the top skill down to like the bottom third skill. But once you get into that third skill, it's going to be like you have to go forward with the tree because you can't cross back. But you see the lines.
Gotcha.
So I think the most interesting skills that I see are probably on the fire one. But the water one seems really good for CC type stuff because it has AoE freezes and stuff like that.
Right. Now we can actually use the homunculus in here. It doesn't say we can't use it in
Oh
here.
yeah, yeah. We can use it everywhere except PvP on defense. So you can even use this in PvP on offense, but just not on defense. So hopefully they change that later on. I think they just didn't want this big giant like offset of all of these top level players getting it right away, and then everyone's like pooping their pants practically because they don't know what they're doing against
Right.
Hercules. So they're probably going to give it a little bit of time, and then they're probably going to release it for defenses as well.
Plus, like, you don't know what skill tree is on the one you're fighting.
Yeah, well you can click it. So if you click the homunculus, I take a picture? I probably have a picture, but I don't want to pull it up right now because but I think it was, what was his name? Someone in channel 65 just already made the homunculus about a few hours ago. He already made it and he picked certain skills. He named it like do, I don't know, something weird like that. So yeah, it does actually show the skills he picked. Like it shows it
Okay.
up on the homunculus. And eventually you get a passive ability as well, if I'm not mistaken.
Let me look here.
So the team that I'm using, so basically like the most important dungeon is the fire one, and that's because the fire one requires so many pieces for the homunculus, and the fire pieces are used so much. It's crazy. So like in the homunculus crafting, it's twice as much as everything else.
For the fire? Oh wow.
Yeah, for the fire crystals. So it's 250 for the water, 500 for the fire, and then 250 for the wind, and then 500 magic crystals.
Oh yeah, I see that. Holy cow.
Yeah. And I was looking at the other crafting materials as well, and honestly, first off, the Elia suits look freaking awesome. I'm actually glad that they added more Elia stuff. Except the school uniform one makes her look like, how should I say it? Like lolicon, like kind of what they're going for
Oh
Annabelle.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
Right. Now,
which
I thought it
is
was interesting that you can craft all kinds of runes, not just the new ones. Like you can select violent, anything you want.
right,
Did you do
right.
that?
Any single rune that you want to craft. Now, the difference between the crafting materials is basically based on the dungeons. So, I actually talked with Dude about this a while ago. I didn't want to spoil it, to too many people or too soon. But we discussed like how much materials it would be worth, and where you would get these stuff from. And mainly, he was just talking about like you'll get certain pieces from certain dungeons based on where those runes drop. So violent runes, you will actually have to farm the materials in dragons. So if you want to
Oh,
craft
okay. That makes
violent,
sense.
you'll have to farm dragons. So that's why I was going like this is essentially increasing the rune drop rate. So not only are you getting runes, but they lowered the unknown scroll drop rate and they lowered 4-star drop rate and below. So 3-star, 2-star, 1-star runes. They are now dropping these rune pieces so that you can craft more runes. So it's like slightly increasing the drop rate. And it's really, I mean, it doesn't really cost them. I mean, 50,000 to craft a 5-star or 6-star rune,
Yeah.
which is
Yeah,
rare
that's
grade or
awesome.
above, which is like super convenient because you could end up with something amazing. I mean, this is like just getting a
Right.
freebie from the rune package.
I'm gonna be doing Swift because because it's already going to be a 5 or 6 star. So if it has a speed sub, then it's already going to be useful, and then it's already going to be hero or above. So that I'm going to be doing Swift until I get some nice speed subs.
Yeah, I'll probably end up doing violent runes or nemesis runes. I want to do nemesis runes mainly because I'm missing slot 4, but
Oh
yeah.
yeah, yep.
Or despair. Ooh, maybe I'll do despair. Ooh, so many choices. And then they also added buildings. Now these buildings are a little bit complicated. Like they're a little bit
Yeah, what do they all do? Like you
vague.
put monsters
Yeah.
in them, and then what?
So okay, so they have it listed. They have like you click on the tower or whatever it is, like the different buildings, and it says available monsters 2. So that makes you think like, okay, so is it going to be like EXP and stuff like that?
Uh-huh.
And but then you're like, no, because if you scroll down, there's one of those buildings, like the practice battlefield, that it says EXP plus 200 EXP per hour. So it's not experience.
Right.
Yeah, so it's
So
something
what?
else, but you can put your. I don't think you know what. I don't even think you can put your monsters in it because it says number of monsters to place at the practice battlefield. But on the other ones, it says available monsters. So I don't know. I don't know exactly what that's going to do or provide. I'm hoping that I'll be able to get one of these before the end of the stream as well, because to my understanding, some of these are actually pretty easy to craft and it should provide a good example of what they'll be like. I'll probably end up doing the surveillance tower just to see how it would be.
Yeah, that one looks cool. Huh.
Now, in terms of progression for the homunculus, anyone can farm it. You still get drop rates even if you like barely go into it. But the more you progress, the faster you do it, the more damage you do, the better drop rates you get. So it's faster if you are more experienced. So I probably wouldn't suggest doing this unless you can really get up there, like at least up into like A plus area, because it only drops the pieces. That's all it drops. Mana stones. It drops mana stones, summoning stones. Or actually, I can pull up the drop info.
Right. It doesn't even seem to give you experience. So yeah,
I
huge
yeah, I
waste of
don't I don't know
energy
about
if you
that.
can't get like at
I,
least A or something.
I don't yeah, I don't know if it drops experience either. I never tested that or anything, but it doesn't show experience being awarded. But it drops, summoning stones, mystics, rainbow mon, shifting stones, all that stuff. And then instead of the runes, it drops all of the crystals. Now you can't sell crystals for mana stones, so of course the mana stone drop rate is really it's like average, right? But you're not getting mana stones from the other stuff, from like fodder type stuff. So you're getting less mana stones in this. That's
Right.
why I probably wouldn't suggest this to newer players. So I'll probably be farming the fire one for a little bit, just so we can so I can get enough for the homunculus, because I'm only at this point I'm only lacking the fire one and the wind one, and that's because the wind one is just a really hard boss. I don't think I've
Yeah.
ever gotten to the end of the wind one, to be honest. But okay, so yeah, chat is saying that it doesn't give EXP.
Yeah, but for newer players though, like even though they can't like maybe they can't get to like A or S, but they still do get something from the update because the lessening of the scrolls in the B10 dungeons, it means they're going to be able to catch up to those higher level players faster because of the drop rates.
Right. I think the change in drop rates was definitely a really nice change of pace.
Yeah. Oh, definitely agree.
Um, I'm gonna see if I can get the game sound up here in a little bit, just because I don't really want to play music in the background. I'd just rather play the game music. But yeah, no, it's this Homunculus update is definitely something else. I honestly
Yeah, this is
like.
my favorite update so far. I
Yeah,
really
I
like
like
it.
this. I like this update better than the Rift update. Like this update added a lot of what should I say? A lot of new content. Uh, I'm just reading chat. So for the you guys don't know, it's the grading scale that I know of. If you do not beat the boss but get a ton of damage, you'll get an A plus rating. If you beat the boss and you get over, I believe it's 20 or it's 2.5 mil, you get S rank. Above 3 mil, it's 2S rank or double S rank, and then above 3.5 mil, it is triple S rank. So that's things to go for. Ooh, someone on Reddit did 4.8 million to the fire.
Oh wow. What was
4.8
this
million
team?
damage.
Probably
I
had
don't
Stella
know.
in there. Too.
Oh, I wouldn't be surprised if he had Stella in there. Now, I don't know how consistent really this team is. I was using it while I was in classes, and I didn't really have that much of a fail rate. But I think I might fail here. Oh, no, no, no. Wait. Oh my gosh. Please don't die. Please don't die. No! You gotta be kidding me! Oh, okay. Well, another thing to people that don't know, you get a 500,000 damage bonus if you beat the boss. So you definitely need to kill the boss, and you'll want to be 500,000 damage below of your target damage score. So for at triple S rank, which gives the best drop rates, you'll want 3 million damage before you kill the boss. So you want most of your damage to be while he's in the groggy state, because that's where the damage is not limited. Whereas when you're trying to kill the boss and put him into the groggy state, that's limited. So, I'm gonna try a different team here. What kind of teams were you running, Nightly?
I started off with like a tanky team with like Ariel and Varad frontline, but then I realized I didn't need that at all. Right now, I've got Xiao Lin, the water kung fu girl, on the front line. I do have one defense rune on her, and I like her because she's got the defense break like on her first ability. Because I noticed that like if you don't get the defense break on quickly in the groggy state, you miss out on a ton of
Right,
damage.
right.
And I'm like I've got Colleen as because she has the 3 turns of attack. However, I am seeing sometimes I don't completely kill the boss because Colleen is not as good of a healer. Um,
Are
but
you talking about fire or the wind one? Okay,
fire,
fire,
yeah,
fire.
yeah, Colleen. And then
Okay.
I've got Vertiheal, which I think is pretty much a must just for the turn advantage. And then I've got my 3 DPS. I've been switching out. Um, I'm using Poseidon for because he's got the AOE plus. Like he doesn't actually hit as hard as like some of my other guys, but he's got the attack power leader, and I haven't built a water fox. So I've got him.
Okay.
I've got Alicia, who's amazing for killing the ads, and then I've been using for the last one. I've been using Theo, but I actually can get better damage when I use Teor. However, Teor doesn't have armor break, and I'm finding that it's like RNG whether like I think using Theomar is a little bit more consistent for me because he puts the armor break on the drowsy stage more often.
Yeah, that's actually why I'm writing Theomars, and it's kind of like it's kind of sketchy sometimes because you'll want to run as many nukes as possible in like fire and water and those kinds of dungeons,
Uh huh.
but like beyond that, you have to pick like which nuke are you going to throw onto the front line if you're going to go with 5 nukes. The generally the way I see it is you'll want like 4 nukers and then you'll want someone to heal just to make sure that you're not, completely dying within like the
Yeah, I
first or
think
second
I think
wave.
Perna would be amazing.
Perna would be really, really awesome. I think Perna is actually probably one of the best monsters for this new update.
Oh,
Um,
for sure.
and even more so, I think Vertihill is also very good for this update. Vertihill adds so much utility into this raids because you don't need debuffs. The only thing you need is defense break, and I guess you could say branding as well because the slowness does nothing to this boss. There's no use for Fwa or any of those other monsters
Right.
that slow
Yeah.
it because it's not based on attack speed. It's actually based on your monster's turns.
So in that, so what that probably means is that speed isn't necessarily as important as it is in like R5. So for instance, I got like a Chow that is like +0 speed, but he actually might be pretty good here because he heals himself every turn and he does a lot of damage.
I don't know. I'm mainly talking about the groggy state. I think the actual boss part, where it's increasing its attack bar, that actually does change because it shows the number of attacks or turns that you get in the
Uh-huh.
middle, right above the dragon. And each time I go in, it's actually different every time. Like I'll go in and I'll hit the boss, and I'll get like 20 turns, and he only gets 2 of his skills off. Or sometimes he gets 4 of his skills off, and I've gotten 30 turns. Like it can be completely different. So
So
I think it
so
just depends.
so what are you saying that's based off? Is that just like your violent runes, or what are
You
you
know,
attributing?
violent runes actually don't increase his gauge, or
Really?
at least not in groggy state. That's one thing that I saw, or at least that's the way it appeared on my screen. I'm actually going to restart my game really quickly so I can get the sound going. But yeah, I think that's something I noticed. I'm going to double check here because when I was getting violent runes, I didn't see the attack gauge go up at all.
Oh yeah, I'm watching that right now. Yeah, Vertiheal just went like times and it didn't go up.
Yeah, so Violent Runes might be the best build possible for this Rift Dungeons. Because in any other stage or any other scenario, they would still increase with Violent Runes because that counts as a turn.
Now, are you seeing Revenge working at all? Maybe I just missed it, but I'm not seeing Revenge working.
Revenge does work. I
It does
have it
work.
on my
Okay.
Fae, so it works in both passives and it works in runes. But even more so, I think Violent Runes are hands down probably the best set. I mean,
Yeah.
surprise, surprise. But
All right.
for Rift Dungeons, it's Violent Runes. They're even more overpowered in dungeons because they don't like you'll get extra turns. You'll get 2, 3, 4 turns in a row, and that doesn't increase the attack gauge of the boss.
Hmm.
So I'm actually going to try. I'm going to try Poseidon and see what kind of results that gets. And I'm
I
going to
like I like
put that in
Alicia
there.
and Poseidon as damage dealers because when they kill the ads, whoever nukes all the ads gets the attack debuff, and Alicia immediately takes another turn, so so that'll be used up, and then Poseidon the next turn will throw it will throw it away if he uses his first ability.
Yeah, and just like I think Alethiel, I don't know how to pronounce that. I think he brought up a good point. The counter in the middle above the boss goes up when you get a violent proc, but the attack gauge doesn't.
Ah, gotcha.
So yeah, that'll keep increasing, and some of the I'm pretty sure some of the skills, the damage, is actually based on how many turns you have, or his is based on like how many groggy states he has, or how many ultimate skills he has, and stuff like that.
Hmm. Who are you using for a healer in water? Are you using Chasun?
I am using Chisun.
Okay.
I'm using Chisun everywhere, pretty much. Okay, I'm gonna just pop up something really quickly. So my game sound's not popping up, but I don't want to unplug the device because I don't know if this HD PVR is gonna act up on me. So we're going to just put a little bit of background music. But yeah, I'm actually pretty much halfway through with the homunculus. Unfortunately, I had a lot of classes today, and I just got off classes, so just now is basically when I'm like farming, actually farming and looking and paying attention.
Yeah.
Honestly, I really feel bad for anyone that does not have Vertihil or Chasun. Both of these units are like pretty
Yeah.
really
Oh,
important, pretty important for
another
this.
thing, another thing. So, you know how Chisun's mechanics, how her Fallen Blossoms increases the attack bar. I noticed that makes her super important in the water, where the attack bar gauge actually takes away that frozen effect, and also in
Ooh.
the wind stage when everybody has that lightning effect. Well, Chisun does the Fallen Blossoms, and she immediately turns green if she Fallen Blossoms somebody at 100%.
Yeah, I've seen that happen actually quite a bit as well, and that's why, in my opinion, Chasun is the best healer in this. She not only helps with keeping you up at 100%. Oh my god, I'm about to just get absolutely wrecked right now. But she helps because her second skill heals as a buff. So in the win stage, she will actually, in fact, use it even if you're like just slightly below full HP, and that will get rid of that lightning effect.
Oh, you know what? I think they changed some of the AI because like when I was just messing around, I brought Eladriel in, and Eladriel usually does not heal on auto unless somebody's below 50% health. But Eladriel was healing like 90% health people just to turn them green.
Really?
Yes. So I think they changed the AI for healers in that particular stage, so that healers will heal people who are under the lightning effect.
Interesting, interesting. So even if they're almost full HP, just not quite there, like maybe 98% of their HP, they'll still heal. So if you have someone like Praha or Ariel, they'll still heal. Have you
Yeah,
seen that? I'm
that's yeah,
gonna
that's what I was observing.
I'm gonna have to try that out with I'll probably have to put in one of my other healers. I mean, I don't really have any healers that do that, but but yeah, I think the biggest part of this is you don't want to try and tank it. This is not like Rift Raid. You
Right.
can't you
Yeah.
can't just tank it and just try to like do as much damage or just enough damage. The whole point of this is to do damage. You get bonus. You get a bonus when you defeat it, but you won't get very far if you can't kill the monster and you're not doing a lot of damage. So I think at most you'll want to bring 1 to 2 healers. Any more than that, and you're probably falling behind a damage like big time, unless you're clearing it and you make up for it with that 450,000 bonus.
Yeah. Hey, how many attack bar boosters or any did you bring on the water stage?
You can't use Vertihil there because these actual people have, or I mean, sorry, the Rift bosses have attributes, so they do actually apply the attribute disadvantage and advantage. So you have to bring some type of wind ATB booster, and what I noticed obviously is Bernard is definitely the top of the list for that. Now it's kind of a little bit sketchy at times because a lot of people run their Vertihil on broken sets, and they'll run him like speed defense crit, or like speed crit rate type stuff like for arena because that's their best speed subs. I would definitely suggest maybe building him with like HP and stuff if you're not using him in arena so that he can survive. But he has 2 turns for defense break, which is really good for the groggy state. So you don't
Yeah.
have to worry about bringing Theomars, or you don't have to worry about bringing Stella or any units like that just for the defense break, which is super nice.
Yeah, plus he gives like the speed buff, which is now were you just using you were just using Bernard as like your sole attack bar booster and it was working out for you, or did you bring a second one too?
Yeah, no, that was actually working quite well for me. Now, shoot. So I'm trying out different unit or different monsters for like the 6th slot.
Uh-huh.
Not really working
What
out.
do you what do you think about Theomars? Because it's got attributes, so Theomars is gonna have advantage.
Right, right. Yeah, no, he's very good. I honestly, Theomars helps incredibly for the fire dungeon, which is, in my opinion, the most important dungeon out of all of these because it's required so much. Since the homunculus, when you first craft it, is fire attribute, it's more for that. So you start with a fire homunculus, and then after that, when you start choosing skills and like all that kind of stuff, as far as I understand it, that's when you choose the attribute. At least that's the way it might be different. There's no way to tell right now. Only the people that have already crafted them know. But there's a bug to use 8 monsters. Oh, that's probably how that guy got 4.8 million damage then. That's interesting. Well, I'm not really particularly fond of using bugs, but hey, I mean,
Yeah.
CompTS will fix it. Yeah, it does die after 3 times though. Now, yeah, see, Cletus was like completely oblivious to that. So he was like getting 3.1 million damage, but he was getting A plus rank because you have to kill the boss to get above A rank or A plus rank. So that's the highest rank you can get if you don't kill the boss. So he was just going YOLO, getting to like the 3rd cycle, and then dying because he brought no healers. So he was like, oh my gosh, how are you guys getting S ranks, triple S ranks, all of this stuff? I can't get it. I'm only getting A plus. He's like, oh, fuck you guys, yada, yada, yada. And I'm like, dude, what are you doing?
Also, so you don't have to play this on auto. You can play it on manual. So I mean, it might be a good idea to take it off auto when it gets into groggy, just to make sure your guys use their armor break abilities first.
Yeah, that's definitely
I've
true.
been doing that a couple times. I'll let you know how it works out.
That's definitely, that probably helps because if they have their 3rd skill up and they auto attack with defense break on their 1st skill, it'd probably be
Right.
better just to use the 1st skill to try to get that defense break off. Now, one of the units that I've been noticing that's just absolutely crazy in this specific area is Shiho, the Water Monkey King, believe it or not. His AoE is just enough damage to kill the fire minion things. But his single target does like 120,000 damage to the boss,
Oh, nice.
which is absolutely crazy.
Yeah,
Now,
Teor, like I'm hitting 140k with Squall. So Teor is
ooh,
another good one.
yeah. Is that when he's in groggy state?
Yeah, in groggy
Okay,
state.
okay. I'm gonna pay attention to the damage coming up here. Why am I dying so much? All right, we're gonna try to get him into groggy state, and we're gonna see how much damage my Teor does. My Teor needs some more substat grinding because he's missing quite a bit of attack percent. The guy with 4.8 million played it on manual. All right, let's try it on manual then.
Oh, great. I'm gonna try it on manual too. Let's see if we can't get triple S.
All right. Uh, yeah, because then once you and then you can save the really strong single target skills for when he gets into groggy state. See, I'm saving Theomar's skill where he puts defense break, just so I can set it up. So let's see here. I'll save the squall, and then I'll save this one as well. Ooh, okay. Let's see how much. All right, let's see how much damage my squall does. It's probably only. It's not. It's probably not going to be that much. Yeah, mine only does 90,000. All right, let's see how much my Shiho does. Oh my gosh. Okay, so he did 35,000 damage per hit. 35,000 damage per hit. So 140,000.
Nice.
140,000 damage. Shiho did the Water Monkey King. So,
Nice.
oh wow.
Oh my goodness, I can't land armor break to save my life.
And you know what? The Tark is actually doing like 70,000 damage. Oh, okay.
Nice.
So I have my Teor on Violent Runes. Do you have yours on a different build?
Yeah, mine is rage.
Oh, okay. That makes sense. All right, let's see how much my Shiho does again. Oh, wait, I don't have attack buff. Dang it. All right, let's see how much he does without attack buff. Okay, so he still does about 90,000 damage without attack buff.
Nice.
Oh my gosh. That's crazy. That's not bad at all. But I definitely, yeah, I definitely see this manually being a lot easier.
Yeah, to get triple S.
Yeah, for sure. Um, yeah, this is a lot easier. I think once we give it a few weeks, people are going to figure out the best units for this.
Right.
Okay, here we go. Oh my gosh, I got double squall in on one turn.
Nice.
Awesome.
Love that.
Oh wait, I need to put on autoplay. Whoopsies.
Oh shoot, I use all my AoEs during the groggy state and then all the minions bombarded
Uh
me.
oh. Yeah, those things do massive damage. Without defense break, he only did about 65,000 damage. So I mean, defense break is pretty much the key to this
Yeah.
groggy state. You like really need defense break. So that's just gonna make units like Stella even better. Especially because the fire one is like the main one right now, because that's like, you need
Yeah.
twice as much
I can't
materials.
believe I fed all my Stellas to Isabel because I was like, oh, I gotta get the dark one max skilled. Like I didn't save one. I need to save one.
Yeah, I definitely need to save one as well. I think I summoned one a long time ago, and then they buffed her, but I fought her like before they buffed her, so
Oh yeah.
and I haven't
I
been able
need
to pull
to
one
have that.
since. But even now, like she's better than honestly, I would say she's better than most of the units, like water units that you would use. The only
Yeah.
downside to her is that she doesn't have AoE, so you have to have a unit that has AoE. If you don't bring a unit that has AoE, you're basically gonna get one shot. All of those little fire minion type things, or wait, what are they called again? Yeah, fire minions. They deal so much damage when they're in groups.
Oh yeah.
So yeah,
Wait.
if you don't kill them, they'll each do like 3,000 damage, but there's like 8 of them. So and it's to the entire team. I'm gonna save that. Oh, and one other thing too, that burning rageful breath, that thing is pretty much a one shot too. So if he gets to the burning rageful breath, consider yourself dead, because it will kill you. It will kill you. It like almost guaranteed. If you didn't bring a super tanky team, it will kill you. Ooh, ooh. Going to the groggy state. Groggy state. Oh wait. Oh wait, no, that was it. All right, how much damage did I do? Okay, so I didn't do that much more damage. It's probably just more consistent on manual mode, and then once you can set up your skills timing right, then it probably works out much better that way.
Let's talk about strategies for like each of the five, and like we talked about water a lot, but like let's talk about another one now.
Okay, so we talked about. Okay, so we can go through each one of them specifically, and we can like explain it in depth, because I went through and I tried each of the dungeons at least a handful of times. I've been farming mostly water and fire. I got water out of the way, and then I did fire a good amount of the way, and now I need to do wind after this. But there's definitely going to be used for the dark and the light ones, mainly for the rune. I think, is it going to be used for the runes? For the new runes. But
Right.
past that, you can't use them for the homunculus. So I don't really think, I don't really think you're going to really use the dark and the light ones that much. So basically, the fire one, we could talk about the special attributes or like the special skills of each one. So the fire one has these little fire minions. He spawns 8 of them, 4 on each side, and you cannot target them. You can't prioritize them, you can't nuke them or whatever, but you can hit them if you use an AoE skill. So if you bring someone like Teor, who has a third skill that hits everyone, or even a better example would be like Veramos, how he hits everyone on his second skill. That does damage to the minions. And then after, so the way that they work is if he gets to the same skill, because he has 4 of his skills on the tree. So he has one right at the beginning, one right before the 50%, one right after the 50%, and then one right before the end. So
Right.
4 of those, one spawns it, or they all spawn it. But if he gets to the next skill and you still have fire minions, he will shoot those at you. Like they'll go over to your little monsters and then like just blow up in their face.
And the very first team I made for here, I just tanked all that before I actually read everything. And like you can tank it out, but you'll just suffer from damage because you have to bring like healers and tanky monsters.
Yeah, exactly. And the more healers you bring, the more susceptible to dying you are because he actually does get more powerful the more he uses his last skill. So the Burning Rageful Breath, it's different skills throughout it. So yeah, right here, there's like, where is it? There's I forgot which skill it was, but it increases like it's the damage increases based on like certain things that he's done, like or more of it. So
Right.
you don't want to allow him to get too many turns or like his full attack bar. You don't want him to like use all of his skills because then he'll become more difficult and stuff like that. So the fire one uses fire minions. The water one actually, quote unquote, freezes your HP bar. So it like takes like almost half of your HP, and that's just gone. It's like a temporary destroy rune. And the only
Yeah.
how do you get rid of that? Because I never really quite.
Okay, so so it starts off with like 50% is like destroyed, right? And also you are slower. But the way you get rid of it is how fast your attack bar fills. And so
Okay.
that's why Bernard is especially good because he not only buffs your attack bar by 30%, but he also gives you the speed buff, which further increases your attack bar. So as your attack bar gets filled up, then the destroy goes away, and that's why Chasun is so good because when she Fallen Blossom, she immediately goes from 0 to 100 potentially, and then takes another turn and it goes away immediately.
See, yeah, I never really quite understood that. Like, I was just like, oh, am I gonna get rid of it? Like, is it gone?
Well, I brought 2 attack bar boosters. Like I brought Bernard and then I brought Frigate as well, who does 50%. And like when Bernard goes and with his third ability, and then Frigate uses his third ability, the blue bar's completely gone. But I don't know if that's worth like the blue bar doesn't hurt you that much. Like as long as you don't die, I think like the right answer is to just use
Ooh,
Bernard
you
and
know
then
what?
use
You're
another
right.
DPS.
You're right. So it says right here 75% of the max HP will be frozen and all abilities will be lost. The
Right,
frozen
but that doesn't
HP.
make sense because like Bernard uses his third ability when he's frozen, so I
I
don't
think what they
understand what they mean
mean
by that.
is passives.
Oh, passives.
That
Interesting.
could be the case because I know that Bernard uses his skills. So the frozen HP gets recovered more based on the increased amount of attack bar. So if you use something like Bernard or Frigate, so you can't use Mav. I was actually thinking about using Mav on you. You can't use Mav. You have to use someone that increases the attack gauge. You can't use Vertigo because of attribute disadvantage.
Right.
And then the damage you receive will increase proportionate to the frozen HP. So you actually get, not only do you have your HP frozen, so it's like a temporary destroy rune, you also get more damage dealt on you. So that's why it's really important to get rid of it. That's actually pretty similar to the Wind Beast, but instead of like getting your HP frozen, it actually puts on like this permanent a permanent continuous damage effect, and the only way to get rid of it is to get to full HP.
Right.
So the team that I was using was Chasun, Amir, Bernard, Theomars, Lagmaron, and Teor.
Yeah, I was using
Now,
something very similar.
now I'm not sure if I want to switch this team if that'll help. I I get some decent results. So Bernard is probably your best bet here. I think that's, I think 30% attack gauge increase is pretty much. I think that's pretty much about as good as it gets, unless you pull something like Frigate. Or you could use Purian, actually. Ooh, Purian might be actually really good for this dungeon, because he
Yeah.
increases it by 50%.
Mm-hmm.
And there's other monsters that do that as well. The Light Viking, if I remember correctly, also does that.
Oh, nice.
So yeah, the Light Viking actually might be somewhat useful. Because you were talking about Frigate and how he just absolutely gets rid of those
Yeah.
effects like almost instantly because it's a 50% increase.
Right.
And a good thing to note is once you get him into the groggy state, any effects that you have on you will disappear, so you don't have to deal
Right.
with it
Yeah.
while you're in the groggy state. But it's definitely a bad idea to bring HP based nukes because in these types of dungeons, you won't do much damage. These guys have very low defense, and you can just deal massive amount of damage. I mean, I'm doing 140,000 on the Water Monkey King. So it's probably best to bring in nukers with very high damage multipliers. And another thing was, I thought that ignore defense skills would be very good for this. I think they might actually be slightly worse when dealing with the groggy state, just because it's a fixed amount of damage. So if you bring someone like Lucian in, they're going to do like 30,000 damage. But with something like Teor or Lagmarone, who don't ignore defense, they're doing over 100,000 damage on their Squall. And it's single target too. So you don't
Yeah,
have to worry about AoE
I think it's
skills.
a give and take though, because on the main, like on the non-groggy phase, they're
Right.
gonna be better.
Yeah, definitely. So like bringing something like Bethany or Chris could be really good because they've got a ton of debuffs to apply when you get to the boss. I don't know if one of them is defense break, but I know for a fact that it's not a 100% chance to deal defense break, so they can still deal massive amount of damage, um, just with the defense break.
Gotcha.
I'd be interested to see how those multipliers go out though, because the defense, I don't know how low the defense is on this.
Yeah, I mean, it's even if it was zero, like yeah, I can go into Garen Forest normal and with Teor, I'm not going to be hitting for 160k like I'm doing now. I'm going to be hitting for like 70k. So there's something going on there.
Yeah. Asian Assassin asks, "What about the Light Harpy? I heard she buffs attack bar and anti-tanker." Yes, she does, and she also deals. She also does defense break. Uh-oh. Oh, he's doing his last final breath. That's gonna hurt. Ooh, see right there. It's pretty much an insta kill to any units that are not with attribute advantage. Uh-oh. So, um, on the topic of what was her name again? Totally forgot her name. The Light Harpy. Kabila.
Oh, nice. I got triple S
Oh, on which one? Fire?
on fire. I did it manual.
Oh, nice. So the deal with Kabila is that she buffs anti-crit, right? The thing that the boss is actually they do remove beneficial effects. I forgot which skill does it, but they do remove beneficial effects. Which one is it? Yes, okay. So it's actually I think it's the middle one. Or no. Is it the last one? We'll check it.
Let me look real quick.
So I'm just going through each dungeon and doing them and seeing how it goes. Um, mm,
Yeah, yeah. If you look under strategy info, you can see like the order and stuff. Everyone's got a sweep. It's like fire sweep, water sweep, and
yeah.
that do just about the same thing. And then the second one is the one that differentiates. And then the rageful breath. Or wait a second. Yeah, yeah.
Oh,
The rageful breath is the one that removes that has the counters. It's just like rageful roar in R5.
ooh. I am deformed says, just so you know, we still have to farm a crap ton after we make the homunculus to choose the
Yeah.
skills we want.
Yep.
And they said we even need to get the light and dark crystals. Wow. Really? Okay.
Well, I guess there is a
So
reason. Oh, okay. Well,
yeah,
this is a good time to talk about light and dark then. Like I did both the light and dark. So basically the dark is just think of necro. It's going to disable one of your monsters and put a counter on it, and I think it's like 30. It's like 30 counters. So you want to bring your multi-hitting monsters, like probably your necro team, even adding in like one more multi-hitter, and they're going to be just fine for dark. The light is the exact opposite, where the boss puts a shield on himself, and the more and multi hitters actually are mitigated. So to cleave through the shield, you need your best single target hitters
yeah, I
for the
was
light.
playing around in the light one. I think the light dungeon is actually my most favorite one.
Who do you use there, Reefy?
I on the light one, I was trying out Shiho, but I definitely saw that it was like being really strange with the AOE. Oh, uh oh. Yeah, gosh, this wind one is so difficult.
Yeah, yeah, it is.
You have to like bring double healer. I might try Praha. So I'll probably try Praha here and see if she heals even with full like HP, just to see if she attempts to remove the like what is it called again? Lightning.
Yeah, the
Ooh, what is it called?
right.
Electric shock.
Yes.
Okay. All right. Let's throw in Praha and see how that does. Probably put on damage leader too. Yeah, a
Yeah.
few people. Yeah, a few people have the homunculus already.
Yeah, I saw that one of my guildies does.
Okay, so the thing with these dungeons, guys. Oh yeah, Praha just did it. Okay, so they heal. So they will use their heal, like their AI, if you have the electric shock effect to remove it. That's really nice. That's convenient. Okay. Yeah, so the thing with the dungeons is that attribute advantage does actually play a part. So you notice I'm bringing fire monsters into this wind one because, it's a wind dungeon. I can't bring Teor because Teor is going to get absolutely destroyed. And he won't really deal any damage. So yeah, you definitely have to pay attention to the attribute advantage and disadvantage in these dungeons. This isn't like Rift or Necro, for that matter. Or no,
Yeah.
no, Necro's dark attribute, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
Okay, so a better example is Rift. It's not like Rift. Rift is neutral element for everyone because I think it's the secret attribute, or I
But
think
you
that's
also
what they
got to
call
be
it.
careful if you've got good light or dark monsters, because like if you bring it, yeah, you'll get the attribute advantage, but the boss also gets the advantage against you.
Right, right. See, that's why I didn't want to bring Faye at the light dungeon because that would increase the crit rate that the boss does on Faye, so that they'd be doing more damage on Faye, and I don't have her max rune currently to deal with that. So yeah, Praha is looking like a really good option here because she actually heals for such a large amount, and it's actually really convenient. So I don't have to deal with that electric shock effect so much.
Nice.
That's definitely a good thing that they did with the AI. Now the problem here is I only have Faye for defense break, and she's not exactly consistent with the defense break.
Yeah, yeah, that's one thing I have noticed. Like the defense break is one of the most important things here, and it's like the more monsters you can have with it, the better you're gonna be.
Yeah, yeah, deform. I saw your previous comment. So after we craft the homunculus, we'll have to craft even more for the skills. Oh my gosh. This wind one is just incredibly difficult. I think this one's gonna like deal more with just absolutely straight nuking the boss or trying to survive it with tons of heals.
Yeah.
I mean, I think the highest I got on it was 1.8 million damage. I don't think I've ever been able to kill the boss. He just gets so many turns that by the time I can interrupt and try to heal it so I can remove the shock effect, it's like too late. I'm gonna just completely wipe out your entire team.
Right. Yeah.
All right. So I'm gonna try the dark one now. I actually did it one try and I got A rank. I think I died.
Oh,
Let's
a
see.
couple. So for the wind one, Let's see, what did I use? Um, oh, I use Shihua because Shihua is a brander. She's got the fire attack plus her third ability also heals, really important. I have got Vertiheal, who's got the first ability is a vampire effect heal, and I also use a vampire Trevor on this one.
Yeah, I was trying out Shihua in there as well, and that one Shihua actually helps quite a bit. I think nothing compares to Perna
Oh,
in
I
the wind
know. I
dungeon.
wish I
That
had a
one
Perma
is
so bad.
that's nuts. Like Perna is such a good unit in there. You don't have to double up on revive or double up on healer for that.
Have you noticed that like I have Chisun and Colleen, and whenever either one of them use their AOE, it seems like they top everyone else off, but they don't top themselves off sometimes. Like I don't know if that's a bug
Wait
because it
for
looks like they're topped off, but they stay yellow.
it might be that they're just like slightly below it because that does
Yeah, could
happen sometimes. Like they're like 1% away from it. So I kind of sort of want to try out the mystical magic box if I get enough pieces from the wind dungeon, just to see the drop, like the kind of drop rates.
yeah.
Because if
I did
there,
the lower level one. And it was junk. It was
see,
such
yeah,
junk.
see, I could probably, yeah, I could do one unknown magic box right now. I did that too, and
Yeah, you could.
I got a piece. Oh, I got a new rune. Oh,
Is it a
all
good
right.
one?
I got enhance ally HP 7%, but it's a 4 star.
Oh. Oh, okay.
Yeah, but I mean, hey, my first new rune.
There
I'm
you
gonna hold on
go.
to that. That'll hold a special place in my heart. So the nice thing about the unknown magic box is that it only requires essences, so you don't have to actually farm the dungeons to get this. But with this one, you have to farm the dungeons for the mystical magic box. Now, I was looking at the drops for the mystical magic box, and it looks crazy. So it can drop enchanted gems, rune pieces, magic dust, grindstones, and then any of the scroll types. Oh, and mana stones. Oh, okay. So I think it's basically gonna just be like the world boss drop rate is just gonna like
Yeah.
drop like 90% mana stones. Oh man. Oh wait. Oh, why are you not auto playing? Here we go. Should have music on autoplay. Okay, so I think what I want to do now is either farm the wind for the wind crystal and just see what the mystical magic box has for drop rate, just to kind of see,
Yeah.
or I can try to go for the buildings and try to craft one of the buildings. So I think I kind of want to go for the buildings. So I'll need to get. Ooh, it's gonna have to be from. It's gonna have to be from the scenario modes. Hmm. What about these other ones? What? Okay, so with these magic crystals, I haven't really seen much of a use for them. They can craft the crystal dragon. They can craft. I believe there's one more thing in the decorations that they can craft, or maybe not the decorations. Maybe it's in the
The pure
special.
magic crystals?
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Check the new runes. I'm really interested in making fight runes for the attack plus 7%, and you need 40 pure magic crystals
Oh
per
wow.
round.
Oh wow. Yeah, you're right. Okay, that makes sense. I was like, where are we gonna use all this amount because it's only like 10 for like the crystal dragon.
Yeah.
Okay, that's not so bad. I mean, it's gonna be a lot of grinding, but
Yeah. It's almost like I'm not even gonna try to make the runes until I got the homunculus, and that's looks like it's gonna be about a week grinding this stuff before I can even think about like crafting runes.
yeah. Okay, so Chris Duarte says it's not worth it. I got nothing but mana and rune pieces. Yeah, that's what I figured. I figured it was going to be something similar to the world boss drop rate. Because if you look at the world boss drop info, I'll click on the triple S treasure box. It shows the same things, except without the Devilmon and the King Angemon. And then instead of like giving you runes, it gives you rune pieces or grindstones, and then other materials that are available in the dungeons. Jubago got a 5-star legendary rune. Oh, I mean, I'd say grats, but I'm kind of over the 5-star rune stuff. I really need like 6-star runes at this point.
Yeah, same.
Okay, so I think I'm gonna keep doing the wind beast. Actually, I'm gonna attempt the dark and the light, and then I'll probably farm the fire one to see if I can get the homunculus, and I'm just gonna keep farming for the rest of the time being after I try these dungeons. I think I need 250 more for the fire one, and then like 150 for water, and then like 200 of the wind one. So it's gonna be quite a bit of farming.
Yeah, you can do it in a day though.
Yeah, I probably could. I'll probably have it crafted tomorrow or something. All right, let's see. What did you bring on the dark one?
On the dark one, I pretty much brought my Necro team. I think I had the Fire Panda frontline and Colleen or something like that. Or no. I had Lisa and the Fire Panda frontline for the multi-hitting, and then I had the Firefox. I had all my multi-hitters. Oh, Hua. I run like a fire-based Necro team, so I basically brought like all of those.
Oh, okay. So I actually didn't know how the soul chain worked, but I think you explained it earlier too, and I was like kind of like, wait, what? Because I thought that it was that monster will die once that amount of turns is up, but it's the amount of times you hit the boss, right?
Right, yeah. And
Okay.
yeah, it just like immobilizes one random guy, and you got to hit the boss 30 times.
So bringing something like Shihua would actually be a pretty good idea, and bringing in something like, let's say, Ron would also be a good idea. All right, let's try this. We'll see if this works. To upgrade the first skill, it costs 800 fire, 400 light, and 400 dark, and 800 magic. What? Oh my gosh, that's crazy. That's so much.
Wow.
Wow, that is crazy. That is absolutely nuts. So, no, that's to upgrade the skill. Okay, that's to upgrade it.
Yeah.
So you can choose the skill. You'll have the skill, but you just to upgrade it. That's how much it is. Okay, that makes sense. If you could upgrade the skills like just easy, then the homunculus wouldn't be as strong. If they make it hard to obtain and they make it hard to farm for, they can make them a bit stronger. That way they don't get flooded into the game at a really fast rate.
Yeah, I'm still curious, like, how hard does this thing actually hit? Like, how good is he really? I can't wait to see some numbers.
Yeah, me too. Oh, okay. So only the front line is targeted with Soul Chain. So
Oh, okay, that makes sense. Yeah.
Jojification. Great. Thank you for pointing that out. I'll definitely probably throw Chasun in the back, and I'll probably throw Theomars in the back as well. So the way I would view it is definitely keep your healer away from that Soul Chain effect, and then if you bring single target nukers that you're mainly bringing for like a specific purpose, like I'm bringing Theomars for the defense break when I get into groggy state, then I'll probably just throw him in the front line because if you actually get the boss into the groggy state, their soul chain effect will be removed. So even if Theomars is put into the soul chain effect, he'll still be ready to put on a defense break when you're ready to do damage in the groggy state. So that's definitely a great point. So thank you for bringing that up. I'm not doing too bad here though. I think the difference with these specific types of bosses though is that you can't really bring crazy amount of damage. Like you can't just bring super crazy single target damage because you're specifically required to bring multi hitters.
Yeah.
It's kind of like similar with the wind one. You're kind of required to bring a certain criteria like double healers or something, so to where you can increase your attack gauge enough to remove that freezing effect. Lee, no one. They're not going to send it through an email. If you get an email about that, most likely it is a scam. So don't input your information. If they do send it through the email, they won't ask for your information. Just be wary about that. Don't get your account scammed. You'll probably not get your account back if that is the case, unless you have purchased items in game, since that's like the only way to prove the account is yours. So yeah, just be wary about the emails. I died. I died on the dark stage. Ooh. All right, I'm gonna try one more time. Let's see if this helps.
Yeah, just throw like Colleen Wind Panda or the Fire Panda in there.
Oh, Colleen would be a good one, huh?
Yeah.
I'm almost tempted to just not bring multi hitters though, because if you deal enough damage and get him into the groggy state, it removes anyways.
That's an interesting point. But also remember, like your other guy on the front line is taking double damage while he is in the groggy state.
Is I don't think they take any damage in the groggy state. Or
Well, no,
wait,
I mean
or I mean,
the remaining monster on the front line is getting
oh,
shit kicked out of
right,
him.
right. Yeah, yeah, because the monster in the soul chain does not receive any damage, but the monster that's not on the front line that gets that's not or no sorry the monster that's on the front line that does not get soul chained is taking twice the amount of damage because if you have two units because the damage is no longer being distributed. That's what Knightley's saying basically.
Yeah.
Ooh. Okay. I think this team's doing all right. I'll probably have to play around with it a bit tonight as well. You planning to get all the craft buildings? Of course, of course, of course. I'll probably do that later tonight. I don't want to just farm a bunch of scenario, just because it can get probably really tedious, and it's probably the drop rate's pretty low. But I'll definitely try that out. Man, these dungeons do so much damage compared to the fire one. Like the fire one is not that bad. It's actually pretty easy, but like this dark one's pretty nasty. The
Oh
wind one
yeah.
is freaking crazy hard.
Yep. I think as a whole, people are having the most problems with the wind. Like I've yet to see a triple S on the wind.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever seen someone get triple S on wind. You know what? It might be possible because if they have Perna, they don't have to worry about that electric shock effect as much.
Right, yeah.
Yeah, Yoshi, I know what he's talking about because you had to register for the Homunculus event. But with there's a lot of bots going around in chat saying, "Hey, come get your Hive event scrolls from here," yada yada. They give you a link, but obviously the link is like with Hive 3 or it's like with Hive spelt with two V's. They're not the actual website, so you got to be very careful about that. I would just wait until CompTIA makes an actual notice about it. CompTIA does not ask for your login information, so if you go to some website and it's like, "Oh, come check this out," and then it asks for your login information, don't do it. It's not worth it. Or don't click on the link. Just go to the website yourself. Type in Hive with hive.com. Don't get scammed. This is what I'm trying to say. Okay. So I got A plus on that one.
Interesting. Okay, so the passive on the fire homunculus revives with 50% hit point when you're inflicted with fatal damage and falls under a magic power explosion state for 2 turns. The magic power explosion state will increase the damage inflicted to the enemies by 30%, but you'll be uncontrollable and die when the effect ends. So you get
Ooh.
2 extra turns of hitting like a berserker.
Wait,
after he
where do you
dies.
see that?
One of my guildmates summoned him already. His
Oh
name is
wow.
Apple. And that's what his passive says. So the fire one, like when he dies, he'll do 30% more damage for 2 turns, and he'll have 50% extra hit points while he does so. And he'll die afterwards, but he's gonna hit like a truck for those last 2 turns.
Huh. Okay. I think I'm gonna farm the fire one. So
Yeah, me too. I don't have enough good fire.
yeah,
Fire seems much
five
cooler.
hundred fire materials. That's crazy.
Like and I doubt the water one can top Virad's freeze abilities. So
Um,
I'd,
the
I'd be very surprised if the water homunculus was actually better than Virad at locking people down.
I don't think he will be, mainly because it's a freeze effect versus a freeze effect and an attack bar reducing effect, but it will
Yeah.
be similar in terms of like CC in TOA. So
Right. Yeah.
I think it also depends on the second skill that you choose, because Varad is specifically designed to just freeze. He just freezes on the second skill, freezes on the third skill. So if this water homunculus, you can make him to where he freezes on second and third. That could be lethal, but I saw one of his second skills, and I think that the second skill, no, the third skill gets upgraded. So first it starts out as a 15% chance to freeze everyone, and then you can freeze everyone with a 100% chance. I think if you
Oh,
upgrade
nice.
it, so I think you have to upgrade it. But this guy says the fire homunculus is like Samuth, but instead kills himself at the end.
Yeah.
Similar, definitely similar.
Yeah. Yeah. Except Samatha does immediate damage,
Yeah.
and you have to take a turn with him.
Yeah, it's definitely, you're gonna have to make sure that when he revives, you get as much damage off as possible, because you still have to wait for your turn with the fire homunculus or homunculus
So, so Nemesis on the fire might actually be a pretty nice two set.
on the fire homunculus. Oh yeah, definitely. I'm gonna pull up the skill sets here in a second, because I'm definitely interested in the water one. I probably won't fuse the water one, mainly because I've already got Varad and Poseidon and all of these water monsters. I have so many water nat 5s, I probably don't need a water homunculus. But I definitely be interested to see the comparisons between different CC monsters like Poseidon and Varad versus the water homunculus, because this could open up a lot of doors for players. So
Yeah, for sure. I wonder, like, have you looked at the wind one at all? I don't think anyone, and we haven't even looked at it.
oh yeah, I mean, I looked at the skills, and honestly, I didn't really intrigue
Yeah,
me
not
that much.
yeah, nothing cool.
I mean, there was something similar to Ganymede, so it actually can kill a monster and it resets them.
Oh,
So I'm gonna check that, and I'm gonna check the skill sets. Oh man, I died again. All right, yeah, I definitely need to rune my team up and change a few things. All right, so let me pull up the homunculus. All right, so the skill preview. Let's look at the water one. All right, so we'll start with the fire. We'll look at all of the skills, and we'll go to the water and then the wind. So the first skill does. Okay, wait. Attacks the enemy target to inflict continuous damage for 1 turn with a 50% chance. So from there, you actually choose the same skill, but you upgrade it. So you can either get Flame Ray Flood, so attacks the enemy target to inflict continuous damage for 1 turn with a 50% chance, and the damage increases according to attack speed. Or you can get Flame Ray Chain, where it attacks the enemy target 4 times with a chance to inflict continuous damage effect with a 50% chance. So it's the difference between multi-hitter and increasing your damage according to the attack speed. Another interesting thing is you also get different skill ups. That's weird. So you get different skill ups based on the path that you choose. So with Flame Ray Chain, it's damage is increased by it's 5%, 5%, 10%, 10%. With the
uh-huh.
Flame Ray Flood, it's 10%, 10%, 10%, 15% harmful effect rate. Huh.
Wait a sec. Oh, okay, so you either choose the damage route or the debuff route. Okay.
Yeah, in a way. So the top one, damage increases according to the attack speed, and then the bottom one, it just increases the amount of times that you attack the target. So yeah, you'd be doing more dots with the bottom one.
Oh,
So the way that it looks like there's actually only there's three skills that you pick, of course, with the passive ability as a fourth skill, but it looks like there's actually not a huge variety of skills. They're just like different upgrades of the same skill. So the next one is actually Flaming Magic Bullet, or it's a Magic Bullet ability. So attacks the enemy target to weaken the defense for 2 turns, or attacks the enemy target to decrease the attack speed for 2 turns.
hmm.
And then from there you can upgrade it again. So you can do Flaming Magic Bullet Flood, or you can do Flaming Magic Bullet Accelerate. So the first one attacks the enemy target to weaken the defense for 2 turns. Damage increases according to attack speed. And then the next one attacks the enemy target to weaken the defense for 2 turns, but you increase your attack bar by 50%.
Ooh,
I'm
interesting.
kind of curious to see how the actual skill ups work, because the skill ups change. If you look at the if the actual things, like with the Flaming Magic Bullet and or I'm sorry, yeah, the Flaming Magic Bullet and the Flaming Magic Bullet Accelerate, the amount of cooldowns just changes. So the Flaming
Huh.
Magic, yeah, the Accelerate, the Flaming Magic Bullet is on a 2-turn cooldown.
Right.
So you can use that every other turn. You're increasing your attack gauge by 50%.
Yeah, that seems pretty good.
Yeah. So then now looking at the bottom one, we have Igniting Magic Bullet, where it decreases the attack speed. So you can either get you can upgrade it to Igniting Magic Bullet Brand, where it leaves a branding effect for 2 turns afterwards, or you can decrease the attack speed for. Oh wait. Attacks the enemy target 3 times to decrease the attack speed for 2 turns. So then this is going back to the whole chain effect. So this one's Igniting Magic Bullet Chain. So that's multi-hitter. So you can make a fire homunculus be like super multi-hit. So he hits
Huh.
4 times on his first
And
skill,
branding too.
3
That would
times on his
make
second
him
skill with branding. Like,
wow.
yeah,
You could, you can make
this
him a necro beast. It looks like.
yeah, that could be really good. And then the last one is the last skill is where we get multiple differences. So we have the third skill. So it's like attacks the enemy target to inflict damage. Damage increases according to the attack speed of both you and the target. You got Flaming Thunder, attacks all enemies to inflict damage, and it increases according to attack speed. So that's an AoE skill. So that'd be cool to see what the multipliers are on that. Now, if I'm correct on this, I think you can only fuse one of each element, but you can refuse them to re-choose the skills. Is that
Right.
right?
Yeah.
Okay.
I believe that's true. Now I had some people commenting saying you can only have one homunculus, like, but the way I was reading, it sounded like you could have one of each element, so 3.
Okay.
I could be wrong on that. I don't know. That's just the way I was reading
You know what? One of the people in chat just brought up a good point. They have the same amount of skill ups necessary, but they change what they skill up. So, like with the first skill, it has up to level 5, no matter what. But it might end up changing to like harmful effect rate plus 15, or it might change to like just damage plus 10%. So I think the skill ups transfer, but they go into like different skill ups, you know? So if you
it. Oh,
get the
okay.
Flaming Magic Bullet and you're up to level 6 and its cooldown time -1, but then you get Flaming Magic Bullet Accelerate, now you have level 5 cooltime -1 and then level 6 cooltime -2. Or -1,
Gotcha.
but it's the second one. Okay.
Okay.
So then the last two we have Eruption, attacks enemy target to inflict damage, and it increases by 30% for each harmful effect on the enemy. So that's kind of like Brandia right
Yeah.
there. That's actually like really similar to Brandia, and it's on a 4-turn cooldown. That's pretty nice. And then the last one attacks the enemy target 4 times to inflict continuous damage. Again, multi-hit. Oh my gosh! So we got 4 hits on the first skill, 3 hits on the second skill, and then 4 hits again. No, wait. Yeah, 3 hits on the second, and then 4 hits again on the third skill if you want to make him a necro monster. Wow, that's crazy.
Yeah, it's probably not a bad option to make him Necro Monster too.
Okay, so the water one. Check out these skills. Text the enemy target to freeze the target for one. So the first skill, 15% chance to freeze. That's like the basic one. Or you can upgrade it, and so it attacks all enemies to freeze them with a 25% chance when max skilled. Oh wow, that could be nasty because that's on auto attack. That's on the first skill. So if they revenge, it can actually it can AoE freeze the enemy team.
Yeah, that's not bad at all.
The second one, but like so the other one, the first one is purify. So that one removes a beneficial effect and then has a 15% chance. Oh no. It has a 50% chance to freeze them because of the skill ups because the skill ups change.
Nice.
So it can remove a beneficial effect and then freeze it with a 50% chance. Or you can choose an AoE. The second skill, you can weaken the defense, so attacks the enemy target, weakens defense, or attacks all enemies, decrease their attack bar by 30% each with a 50% chance. You can actually upgrade these two. I'm just going to go through these skills super quickly because there's so many skills. And I'll probably just point out anything that's worth noting. So actually, here's one that looks interesting. This is proportionate to the target's max HP.
Ooh, are we talking about the water now still?
Yeah.
Yeah. Huh.
So this could be, he could end up being a really good TOA monster.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
And
it weakens defense too.
Ooh, nice.
Oh wow.
I love abilities that are proportionate to max hit points. It's like maybe what am I trying? The water Sigmarus? Like Sigmarus' third ability type thing. It's that maybe the homunculus won't be as squishy.
Right. Okay, so the way that I'm looking at it, the way that I'm seeing it, actually, so I guess I'm kind of seeing a pattern here, at least with the water one, or kind of. So the bottom ones tend to be multi-hit. So this bottom one, it attacks all enemies 3 times, and then the furthest bottom one is an AoE attack to inflict continuous damage.
Right.
And then you inflict additional continuous damage effects based on how many harmful effects they have. Okay. Attacks all enemies to inflict damage and freezes them for 1 turn. That's the third skill. So you can auto attack AoE freeze, and then third skill you can AoE freeze, and then second skill you can absorb their attack gauge by 30% each with a 50% chance.
Oh, that's pretty good.
Oh wow. And then you can reduce target attack gauge to 0 with max HP, base damage, and then this one basically just decreases the cooldown of ice explosion depending on the amount of dead enemies. Now I haven't really seen I think the skills are all similar based they just change slightly, so some of them they might stun them instead of decreasing the attack speed and stuff like that. But the first skill and the third skill, I think, are the most notable. So the first skill basically destroys the enemy max HP, and then some of these last skills are super interesting. So this one blocks revive. So the Water Fairy King, that'd probably be good Water Fairy King
nice.
anti. This one destroys the enemy max HP. This one's multi-hitter.
Yeah, Samath would be Samath and Perna, good against them too.
Oh wow! Attacks enemy target 3 times, weakens defense, leaves branding effect, and then does damage at the end.
Ooh, nice.
All right, so I'm gonna go back to farming some fire, and I'm gonna see how much I can go up.
I've almost got my 500.
Yeah, I'm like just under 300, but so I'm definitely interested to see how I can get these buildings. I want to check out what these buildings do. Definitely want to check out what they do.
I'm interested in that too.
Because if these buildings do something to the monsters, I don't think it's going to be EXP.
Yeah, I'm curious if it's something that's going to actually strengthen the monsters or if it's just like a visual thing.
Yeah. Uh, yeah, no, the homunculus is actually not that hard to get. It's just going to take about like a day or two of farming. I think the main idea of it is that the fire one is going to be super multi-hit or really nice with damage. The water one is going to be very good with like CC capabilities. So it's going to have a ton of freeze. It's going to have, absorbing the attack gauge. It can reduce the attack gauge to 0, that kind of stuff. And then the wind one looks like it destroys a lot of HP. Like it has a lot to do with revives, or it has anti-revive and then destroys HP. So that's a I think it's kind of like a trend going there. I'm wondering if they're eventually going to release a light and dark homunculus. That would be really cool too.
Hmm.
I don't know what they would do with that. I mean, one of them would have to be like really unique.
Right.
So I'll probably for the rest of the night, I'll probably farm enough to get the homunculus, and then I'll probably farm for one of the buildings just to see how they are because I want to see what these buildings do. The buildings are for decoration, like the firework one. Then the two monsters will set the firework or cheer when it goes off or something. Oh, really? Okay, okay, okay.
Ask him if you have to have certain monsters for the different buildings because you know how it says like 2 available, 7 available. Like, are there
I
only
guess
certain ones?
I guess they cheer when they activate or something like that. Like you have to put them in the building, and then they like do some animation or they cheer or something like that. It's weird. I
Uh,
don't I don't exactly know. Oh man, oh no. Please, please, please don't die on this one. I will get S rank. Oh
Nice.
no, I'm gonna die on this one. I would have gotten triple S. Oh, that's disappointing. Oh, I would have gotten triple S. Dang it. Instead I got A plus. Damn it. Okay. So I'll probably have to re-rune my Tarks for more HP and my Vertihill to have more HP as well. I think one of the biggest points here is that you do want to survive, but you want to deal enough damage just to get the boss into the groggy state. The groggy state is where you deal your damage. Like there's only a fixed amount of damage you can do to the boss before he goes into the groggy state. But the groggy state you can do an infinite amount of damage, however much you want to do. It's just based on like, how many turns you get as to when he gets out of the groggy state.
Yeah. And getting that armor break ASAP so important.
Yeah, yeah, you can see what the buildings do on the page or on their page. Okay. So it probably explains what they do. If they're just like decoration type buildings, then I guess I probably won't focus on them too much. I thought they were going to like do something on the island like actually maybe upgrade something or like get closer to awakening. You put a monster in a building and maybe it slowly gets essences for you something. I thought it was going to be something different. And then I started seeing like, oh, you put two monsters in it. That's what made me think of it. I should have ended manually. No, I don't think manually makes as big of a difference. I think it helps for the damage in the groggy state, but that's about it. I think in terms of survivability, it doesn't really do as much. All right, let's see how much damage I can do here. Oh, I missed defense break. That's unfortunate. Hmm. So he does about 45. So my Water Monkey King does about 45,000 damage without attack break or without attack buff and defense break.
Nice.
All right. All right, well, I'm going to keep farming this, guys. I'll probably make a video when I get the fusion for the homunculus finished. Otherwise, I'd be here for hours just farming all the materials and then probably farming materials for the building as well. But this is like a first look at the update for people that can't really farm it yet. I definitely suggest farming it when you guys can get, probably I'd say at least around a B plus to A rank. Don't waste too much energy on it unless you really need a homunculus for a certain type of skill. But definitely I would not suggest doing this if you're beginner level because you won't really get as much materials. But on that note, for those that were asking, Claytano got his account back. I think he already said that on his channel, but he definitely got his account back. I mean, if you look in here, oh, whoops. I could look in chat really quick. Come on. Okay, so if we look in chat, Claytano's here. So he got his account back. Yay. Woo. Other people got their account backs as well. I think it was like Senza, Quick Shot, and others. Shrouds got his back almost immediately, like within a day. So as far as that goes, I hope you guys enjoyed this like first look at it. I'm probably going to hop off and go grab some dinner as well and just keep farming. I'll keep you updated on when I get the homunculus. And I'm sure Nightly Gaming will also have a video up on the homunculus and probably farming as well. So you guys check that out as well. He's got a YouTube channel too. That's who's talking right now on the stream with me.
Yeah, and thanks for the invite. This was a good chat.
Yeah, thanks for coming. I mean, I was originally thinking that Flaw wanted to theorycraft, but I think he's off right now Twitch streaming. Trying to build his teams right now, probably mainly for the Wind one. He likes a good challenge. Yeah, cool. He's always trying to figure out like how to make weird teams. He's probably building like a Wind Lizard Man right now or something weird like that. But all right, guys, I'm gonna go head out and go eat. So this live stream will be uploaded afterwards. It uploads automatically, so you can rewatch it, watch it again, just kind of see what I did with my teams and stuff like that. These teams will probably not be finite, or they will not be set right now. I'm going to probably change them for the best ultimate damage. I kind of think that I can get triple S consistently if I find the right team. But all right, guys, I will see you all later. And thanks, Nightly, for chilling and actually making this stream quite interesting with the discussion.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun.
All right, guys. I'll see you all later.